In order to live the best life possible, we have to be in control of ourselves in so many ways and try to do more better conscious decisions at the individual level. And often we let our past and future control ourselves so much without actually realizing that this life is all about here and now, this current moment that you are living. We all have this limited resources, capacity that we are using, and in order to achieve the best that we can, we have to use very wisely those limited resources that we have. And one of the biggest traps that many of us live in is that we are constantly living in this kind of depleted states, carrying with ourselves so much baggage, so much things that shouldn't have to be there, that are not deserving us. We are worrying about so many things about future, or we are just thinking about our past, especially all those negative things, and harboring some kind of revenge, or thinking that if we think about those things enough, or we can find some kind of solution to try to correct them. But the reality is that you can't change your past, and you can't always dictate your future also. What you have is always here and now, today, and that is what matters the most. If you're just spending time in your past without letting go, or in your future worrying about it, all these kinds of things are taking resources away from you, from here and now, constantly depleting you, taking so much away from you. And this kind of problem is one of the serious ones, because actually we don't realize how much that is affecting negatively of us constantly. I personally believe that everything happens for a reason, and I try to see the positive side in everything, and because of my past, everything, all the so-called negative and positives, because of those I am here today as a wonderful being that I am, and all of us are. And I wouldn't change anything in my past. And that way it should be for all of us. It can free us self up so many ways, so highly. Instead of looking at all these things so negatively, we should find actually gratitude for everything that have happened, and all the life that you have, because that is something positive, and that is giving you more of it again, and enables you to see more positives in everything and be more grateful, and then these kind of positive loops in your life cycles start to appearing, and then you are in your right track, so to say, for the better. One hard truth that we all have to hear in some point of our lives is that we are in control, and we do the decisions ultimately of our lives. All that we have and what is in our lives today is because of our decisions in many ways. We can't many times control what happened to us, and Yes, there many times happens so many things that are not right and that are not justified in some way, and that you have been treated not right way, and that you can't change, but you can change what you do with those experiences. Yes, there will be that initial experience and reaction to that you can't often so many ways control, but after that you can choose what you will do with it, and that will ultimately make the difference in so many ways. How quickly you will get to that better place in your life. Of course, it is very comfortable to just react whatever you want, let your emotions take over. At some point we have to understand that we have to just grow up and rise above about these things. Do what is in the bigger picture the right thing to do, and what is ultimately serving us the best way, and that is looking up at these things completely. Try to detach from your emotions many ways. Ultimately we all deserve the best, deserve to be happy and live the best life possible, and many of these things that I have mentioned in this video are taking away from you of these things. It is so much about this life, about doing correct decisions, better decisions, understanding what is ultimately best for us. That there is always this kind of dichotomy, my pronunciation, but there is always this good and bad in everything, and our task is to find that good and take it in, take with ourselves, and leave the rest, all the bad, behind. Yes, we have all kinds of experiences, and there is so much positives to take with you, all those lessons, and you should take those with you, but leave the rest behind. Forgive and move forward, not because all that happened was right, but because of that negative emotion state that you are constantly in. It is not serving you or anybody else. And if you focus today most, you can live the best life possible in the bigger picture. Don't let your ego win or think that you deserve to be like this, that it is better for like this, that I am waiting for that other person or something else to give me that validation, that answer, that something that justifies everything, gives you some kind of conclusion that you have wanted, that takes everything back to the rightful way. That moment will come, of course, but you can't many ways control that, and it is not your job to do. So free yourself up and focus on all those things that actually matter and are best for you, that you can control. Ultimately, all the good and light, love, and all of these things will win, but there is always these temporary moments where in that moment injustice will happen. All these kind of opposite forces and things will happen. And what the negative forces, so to say, in this universe will use their advantages those short periods of time when everything is not in the small picture looking like what the actual reality is, and if you just are following up to that, accepting that, looking at those things so narrow-mindedly, then you let many ways the darkness bad win. But it is so much about rising above and always reminding of the bigger picture, choosing better, choosing yourself what actually matters, choosing the good in everything. There is that always to be find it. If you just are willing to look in a different way. And I would hope truly that we can all do that more, even how hard it is many times, which I completely understand. And I'm not expecting you to any kind of miraculous changes suddenly complete, but little steps for the better to this direction that I'm suggesting you in this moment. I once again hope you all the best, love and light. Thank you for being with me, listening, and if you're interested about personal coaching in some kind of area, be free to check out the description box below. Also ask any questions if you have any, and hope you have a wonderful day and see you next time. Take care and thank you.